Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fakri Shafiq bin Fadli. So today, me and my group will present Road to Sustainable Transport Infrastructure, focusing to improve environmental and water management, which is EWM. So, our group consists of 6 members. The first one is Aiza Mustakila, Anis Batrisha, Dania Sofia, Daniel Hakim, Asrul Kawim, and me, Fakri Shafiq. In these slides, there will be 8 contents. The first one is introduction, innovation related to SDG strategies, environmental management system, stormwater runoff quantity, stormwater runoff quality, ecosystem protection and preservation, conclusion, and the last one is our references. So the first part is introduction. Sustainable Development Goal SDGs enacted by the United Nations in 2015 as a global call to eliminate poverty, protect the planet, and guarantee that by the year 2030, peace and prosperity will be experienced by everyone. SDGs aim to eradicate AIDS, hunger, poverty, and prejudice against women and girls. SDGs must be achieved in every context, and this requires the creativity, knowledge, technology, and financial resource of the society. So, what is civil engineering? Civil engineering is known as applying physical and scientific concepts to the design, development, and maintenance of both the artificially constructed environment and the naturally occurring built environment. Civil engineering is one of the most important parts to make sure environmental health all over the world in a stable condition. In this project, flash floods has been occur at Kuala Lumpur. Flash floods can occasionally occur minutes or just a few hours after a heavy rainfall. Due to unpredictable nature and short time frame of flash floods, they are more destructive than regular floods in terms of potential damage. Primary highway and a motorway were among the roads impacted by the flash floods, according to the Malaysian Highway Authority. In order to build a highway project, the sustainable concerns that we are emphasizing are about air quality, municipal waste management, and other waste management that can have a negative influence on people. 4 SDGs goals will be applied in this project, which are clean water and sanitation, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation and infrastructure, and climate action. We will propose metrics for highway infrastructure projects that are sustainable based on the MyGHI results from the Malaysian Highway Authority (MHA). We will improve air quality, municipal waste management, and other waste management in order to build a sustainable highway.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Asrul Karim Abdul Rahim. Matrix number 2022868006. Alpha plus A1A. In this video, I would like to present about Sustainable Development Goal SDG strategies that are available with our Innovation Highway. So, first of all, I would like to present about SDG number 6, which is water clean and sanitation. The ability to turn on the water tap and have clean water available to us immediately when we are at home is something that many of us take for granted. Obtaining drinking water for a whole school or a community may be quite difficult in many regions of the world. More children die from diarrhea each day than from AIDS, malaria, and measles combined, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention (CDC). Unsafe water, insufficient sanitation, and poor hygiene are responsible for around 88% of fatalities brought on by diarrhea. Therefore, we have created a new innovation where around the side of our highway there are air jets that produce high air pressure. To overcome the problem of water pollution, our air jets are crossed with chlorine jet. Basically, the chlorine can keep pathogen in the water. Next, I would like to present SDG number 8, which is decent work and economic growth. The availability of employment that pay enough to sustain a person's family is crucial to economic progress. The middle class is expanding globally, which is wonderful news. In imagination, this has increased to more than a third of the population nearly doubling in size for the past 25 years. Today, however, employment growth is not keeping up with the expanding labor force. This SDG aims to support long-term for economic growth, good employment, and employment for everyone. Government may aim the development of vibrant, resilient, creative, and people-centered economy with an emphasis on women's economic empowerment, youth employment, and fair pay for everyone. In addition, leveling the playing field so that all aspiring youth can obtain productive employment regardless of their gender, income level, and socio-economic background is necessary for youth to transition to a decent job. This measure must be taken to ensure that all aspiring youth have access to social protection and basic service regardless of their type of contract. For example, the construction of this highway required a lot skilled and semi-skilled labor. This is required for the beginning of manufacturing to the final stage and includes periodic service. For example, engineer and architect are needed as skilled workers to build a highway, and a lot of labor is needed to complete this highway. So I think that's all for me. Thank you.
The third SDG goal is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Every prosperous society is based on a strong foundation that is both practical and long-lasting. To meet upcoming problems, it is necessary to modernize our infrastructure and industries. In order to do this, we must encourage innovative, environmentally friendly technologies while simultaneously guaranteeing that everyone has fair access to information and financial markets. In order to build sustainable and inclusive infrastructure, it is essential for us to accomplish the development of sustainable infrastructure. It is impossible to exaggerate the role that infrastructure plays in growth. They provide the processes of transportation to production, enable society to function and economies to grow. Our last SDG goal is climate action. The frequency, severity, and effects of some types of extreme weather events are predicted to worsen due to climate change. Urban flooding can result from poorly maintained infrastructure. The natural drainage system will change as a result of increased urbanization. However, it is becoming more evident that climate change has detectably altered a number of the water-related factors that cause floods, such as rainfall. What is happening upstream when it comes to floods is the strongest indicator of what will happen downstream.
So I'll be explaining about sub-criteria of environmental and water management. The first sub-criteria is environmental management system. An environmental management system, EMS, is defined as a self-correcting and continual improvement system that seeks to reduce environmental impacts associated with a facility's activities while helping ensure compliance with environmental regulation. It provides a structured method for incorporating environmental consideration into day-to-day operation while promoting continual improvement of the environment and human health. The system that can be improvised and managed is by measuring water pressure at highway. High water pressure will cause the pipe under drainage to burst and leak, causing the flood to be happen. Therefore, we can put a data loggers at certain point along the highway drainage. Data loggers are electronic devices which automatically monitor and record environmental parameters like water pressure. If the water pressure is exceed than 80 psi, the trigger point is achieved. Automatic alerts are issued. What is occurring upstream is the strongest indicator of what will occur downstream in terms of flood. With the help of upstream circumstance, data loggers may give respondent the early notice of impending floods. This can help to prevent and lower the risk of flood so that people can take precaution and find alternative ways from using the affected highways. Data logging need to be observed by humans from time to time. Thus, this can help people earn money from this job opportunity. Besides, poverty can be avoided. So, by having this innovation, we can achieve SDG Goal 8, which is having decent work and economic growth. So, this is the sketches of where we want to put the data loggers along the highway. Stormwater runoff quantity means the quantity of runoff water produced by rainfall occurring in areas which drain to the discharge point. The main problem for this subcriteria is large volume of stormwater runoff can overwhelm storm drains and cause localized flooding. Climate change is also one of the reasons unpredictable heavy rain occurs. A rise in temperature causes more rainfall in localized areas. This is because warmer temperature causes more water to evaporate from the land and ocean and change the rainfall patterns. It is estimated that the atmosphere holds 7% more moisture for every 1 degree rise. The monsoon weather patterns, which regulate how much rain falls, are also impacted by temperature change. This indicates that rainfall is unpredictable and could occur in huge bursts, leading to flooding in a specific location. The main goal for this criteria is to decrease the volume of runoff on the highway. So the innovation that we suggest is to use permeable concrete beside the drain. When heavy rain occurs, the rain will flow to the drain. The excessive rain flow from the drain will be absorbed into the permeable concrete, so the rainwater will not be stagnant. From this explanation, floods can be avoided. This is the sketches of where we want to put the permeable concrete along the highway. Stormwater runoff is defined as rainfall that flows over the ground surface. It is created when rains fall on roads, driveway, parking lots, rooftops, and other paved surfaces that do not allow water to soak into the ground. The main problem for stormwater quality is runoff, gathered sediment, and pollutants which can wind up in natural waterways. Pollutants in stormwater may include antifreeze, grease, oil, garbage, and irresponsible humans, and heavy metals from cars. Poor quality of water is the result from untreated stormwater runoff, as if unknown garbage on the highway will make the waterways to be blocked. The impact from excessive garbage is stormwater flooding. From numerous research that we conducted, we come up with the following solution, which is to put air jets at the side of our highway that produce high pressure. To overcome the problem of water pollution, our air jets are crossed with chlorine jets. If the water jets serve to provide high pressure to the garbage to be diverted to the garbage sewage area, the chlorine jet is connected directly to the chlorine generator. This chlorine generator will produce chlorine gas. This chlorine gas will be injected into the water when released by the chlorine jet. This chlorine gas will kill most waterborne pathogens. With this, most of the water pollution problem can be overcome using the system that we have implemented along this highway route. This also helps keep the water clean before being treated in the water treatment area before being distributed to the local population. So this is the sketches where we want to put the air jet and the chlorine jet.
Ecosystems protection and preservation defined as an ecological unit made up of interdependent living and non-living components that work as a community. The problem we face is when there is a lot of rain, the overland flow can cause the capacity of drains to be exceeded. Surface water from the adjoining lane should be prevented from entering the roadway, so the solution we can use is to build the drainage system. The main benefits of having the drainage system is the effective drainage of rainwater from the road surface and its surroundings, structures of the dry road, and a pleasant and secure driving environment. By stating this, we know that drainage systems are important to prevent floods. In addition, to prevent water-related illnesses and diseases, we must add on water filtration. The water filtration prevents impurities and harmful contaminants like chlorine, disinfection byproducts, and heavy metals like mercury, lead, and arsenic. Clean water is one of the basic needs which is essential to life but cannot be taken lightly. It becomes more of a concern when a flood occurs. There is plenty of dirty water that clean water and the sources of the water are not approved to use. By having the water filtration, the water will become clean and safe to use when the color is clear and there are no pathogenic microorganisms in there. This study is to ensure water is clean from the microorganisms after the flood water is filtered and to overcome the lack of clean water problem during the flood and other purposes. Several new technologies that deliver water to areas in need have been developed in recent years. Infrastructure has a critical role in growth, which cannot be overstated. Therefore, we provided water filtration for our innovation infrastructure to protect the ecosystem. So, with this technology, it ensures the well-being and stability of all living, non-living creatures. Thank you. So, this is the sketches where we want to put the water filtration under the highway at the drainage system.
So the last one is conclusion. Manual data logging is possible through ongoing human monitoring. An illustration of this might be keeping track of the temperature variation in a centrally heated room over the course of an hour, utilizing a timer, thermometer, pen, and paper. Next, a key component of a sustainable urban drainage system, permeable concrete can lessen stormwater runoff, which helps to prevent localized urban flooding and may even lower the cost of installing underground sewage system. Other than that, the alignment of the eject will be put diagonal to the side to make the movement of the foreign matter more effective. Chlorine generator also plays an important role in making the water clean and sanitized. Water will be filtered by the system and go to the piping system. Water filters clearly ensure that important minerals such as magnesium, fluoride, calcium, and zinc are retained. Limescale also avoid the water filter.
This is the reference that we use to complete our project.